stabilize and oh my gosh, that's so close. That crystal that we did on the last turn.
You win this time.
Oh goodness. Well then. Some versions of this deck I noticed weren't playing the Blast Crystal Potion. I mean, I kind of wonder if that's why. Like, if the aggressive decks that are occurring, like, there's just no way you can actually play it on turn 4. Or you just basically can't play it early. We did tech in the Sinjin Shieldmaster, which is something I saw Tice running, which I kind of liked. I assume it's an anti-aggro thing. This is a much better aggro hand, anti-aggro hand. The problem is that deck is going to be similar to mine. It's not aggro at all, so yeah. Hashtag not my expert. E-Scoot, we may get some Overwatch. Man, I haven't even touched Overwatch in like a week. So this matchup is definitely about the value, and I've talked about it several times, but the way that you typically win this matchup is hitting like Brand Kazakus before your opponent does. We got the Brand piece, so that's pretty nice. And then other than that, it's just like getting value out of your cards, making sure you can stretch as much as you can, because you can't just tap forever. That just makes you go closer to fatigue.
Side effects? No. Trust me.
That's looking pretty juicy. Some broken hog hooks. Define broken.
So many possibilities.
Be super sweet to get a clean way to actually kill that off. I mean, that's everyone's dream, right? All we really have is like the Shadow Bolts.
So many.
I mean, we could in theory draw into it, but it's not likely. I think we just curve out with the Shieldmaster. We could play the Peddler. There's actually like a world where we could actually brand Peddler after we maybe brand Kazakus. And that could, in theory, also be like all the same turn. We don't necessarily need 2 ticks off the Peddler, but like ensuring a power overwhelming is kind of nice.
Why do you call?
This one's going to take some thought. And Twilight Drake is so good in this matchup too.
So many possibilities.
But the Hellfire here is not just like not that stellar. All we do, we basically do more damage to our board than we do his. I think I want to start out with the Mortal Coil on this thing. See where that gets us. We may end up doing Peddler this turn. May end up doing an Earthen Ring Farseer on one of our guys. Yeah. I think we're just gonna like fight for board with our little minions. I'm not so sure that turn. It's possible that Tap and Peddler was going to end up being better. It's possible that I want to get a Power Overwhelming to actually take out the Twilight Drake. Or something of that sort. I think this is pretty vulnerable to like AoE because he gets to keep his guy.
Engaging TC-130 mental dislocator.
That's just kind of whatever. This may end up being pretty decent for us as we can actually get a board that's like worth hellfiring.
Shields up.
Yeah, I think we'll hellfire this one.
Of course.
Next turn we can like brand Kazakus, which means I'm probably gonna throw out the Peddler this turn. I don't necessarily need to get 2 procs off of him. He's used a Mortal Coil, so this thing is likely not to trade in. It's possible we can just do a Voidwalker. The Voidwalker is going to be kind of nice anyway, just as later on down the road when he tries to like Leroy combo, that may be actually a speed bump we can use to just keep him from comboing us out. Going through walls and floors. I was thinking that Broken Hog Hook was referring to the fact that I just don't get them. Ooh. That was almost annoying. I would have been. There were a lot of cards here in our hand that we did not want the Dirty Rat to pull out, so that, in the grand scheme of things, was pretty good for us.
I wonder.
Yeah, I think this is pretty self-explanatory, right? There's no need to play anything else out. It's a relatively good Doomsayer on his part. Is he Renoing?
I'm not red.
Okay. We do have to brand Kazakus. It'd be super sweet if we could protect it, though. We could play out the Voidwalker that's in our hand. That doesn't seem awful. I could also hope for like a 1-mana spell off that. I don't think we want to do that. I think we're looking to get like real value. That is like 10 cost spells. I'm not going to need AoE in this matchup. I mean, I really don't have room in my hand for this stuff. Let's go 10 armor. That's not bad against a deck that's looking to combo. Summon 3 minions. That's okay. I don't think that 10 cost spell was actually that great, so I'm actually going to go with another one. It's like the exact same thing.
Why do you call?
Oh, goodness. I have never actually played a Metal Gear game. Is that really something people would like stream? Isn't that kind of slow paced? Maybe that's an okay thing. The Giant seems good, other than the fact he hasn't played like his Siphon Soul yet. I mean, we got to play something, and like everything else dies. Like I could coin out we'd rather get this giant in the mix, right, before we want to do one of those for the hopes that we actually can cast it. Or hopes that it gets revived. Now I can tap off this and then Sun Fury, so we're going to do that.
Shields up.
What are your thoughts on Russian hackings? I don't have much thoughts on it because I think that hackings probably go on pretty consistently. And these are like the only ones that we're hearing about. Kind of indicates to me that there's some publicity or politics behind it. Speaking of games that I should play, hopefully you saw my tweet about the poll, and you should all take an opportunity to decide what game I'm playing on Wednesday. Uno momento. I'll throw you a link.
Almost out of time.
Magic shall not save you.
Like, we're super okay with this, right? We just try to get value here. Us being at 14. He has an Emperor, so he's not going to combo.
So many
Yeah, we can get value out of this.
possibilities.
Even if he does, we just gained 10. Hey, that's pretty good. A notable exclusion from our deck from yesterday is the Jiraxis. The idea behind Jiraxis is it helps you win the control matchup, which Leroy kind of also does that. So there's some argument to like just not running both. This is a demon, right? So I can Demon Wrath, and I don't think that's off by any means. And despite that, we want to do it before we play the Drake because it's going to take 2 off. This guy's a demon, however, so he's going to live, and that's awesome. I should have checked. We were super close to lethal. I didn't even look at it. Definitely lethal now. Had lethal. I don't think I want to play the other potion until we can get a Twisting Nether out of his hand. Why don't we tap first, and we'll definitely we'll play the Brood if we need to. So there's some debate, like if I play the Acidic Swamp Ooze, like I basically just want to build a board that forces him to the Twisting Nether. And the question is, will the Acidic Swamp Ooze actually get there? And I actually kind of think yes. Although there is, I mean, he could questionably do like some other AoEs, right? I don't think he's used Hellfire yet.
I have no time for games.
My shield for Argus.
We don't really have a good way of dealing with her. Maybe we're just okay with that. I could